person. What's going on, everyone? This is your guy, Pat Bernard, reporting to you. Sorry for late difficulties. I was really busy this morning. Obviously, you see me in a whole new scenery. But listen, big, huge day with Philadelphia sports. We had 2 wins yesterday with the Sixers and Flyers winning on the road. It's amazing. All 4 Philadelphia sports teams are on the road because we had 2 more today. We got the Eagles down, Baltimore, but we got the Philadelphia Wings, and they're back, and they're. It should be a lot of fun. But to help me get through and talk some Wings conversation, there's no better person. Listen, I got this guy. He's like here when it comes to he's all over. If you think NL lacrosse, you think of Levy, excuse me. He's really cool. I mean, one of the coolest guys you can meet in the press box. Let me bring him on. Adam, what's up, buddy?
Man, you have gassed me up so much. I'm pumped up for that intro. I hope I live up to the hype to the listeners and everything. But thank you so much for having me on.
No, listen, no doubt. Right off the bat, we got to talk about what's going on here. And today's opening day for the Philadelphia Wings taking on the San Diego Seals. So I got to ask you, with all the all-season moves right off the bat with this Philadelphia Wings team, what stands out to you the most?
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting. I think obviously if you're a Wings fan and you've seen what's happened over the last couple of years, you really want to get some confidence in that defense and goaltending. Zach Higgins was obviously great, making so many saves, but he just faced so many shots over the last couple of years, the most in the NLL, in fact, over the last 2 years. And you'd really want to see some of those defensive pieces that have come into the lineup now. You hope that they show promise being better. Obviously, Nick Demude's going to be phenomenal. I think he's going to be just as much of the real deal as Zach was. I know there's so many high hopes for him. So I think it all comes down to that back end. We'll see what happens, and I'm sure we'll touch on it. But Brendan O'Neill will be hopefully a bigger piece that to this puzzle on the offensive side of the ball.
You know what? You bring that up because I'm looking towards to see what this king can do. Again, I saw tons of a little bit of work out of him for the PLL with the out there with the Denver Outlaws. But again, when you break down this team entirely, I mean, again, to me, want to see what Phil Capullo could do. It's going to be a lot of miss and match. Like the team fell short last year, underachieved. A lot of people had this team as a playoff team. But with Paul Day stepping down as head coach, just kind of less is more for him, right? Because now he could just focus on just the general manager position, and he completely flipped this team upside down as far as doing some major moves. Like you just mentioned, moved on from Higgins. Higgins now actually had a decent game yesterday out there in Ottawa. And believe it or not, today they are going to face a familiar face with this franchise, taking on Ben McIntosh with the San Diego Seals. So it's going to be a different dynamic with this team. How do you see this? As I know it's just day one, but where do you see with both both clubs, the Philadelphia Wings and San Diego Seals both measuring up today?
Yeah, I mean, I think just kind of as we were alluding to with all the changes for Philadelphia, tons of changes, specifically on the offensive side of the ball for San Diego. Obviously, Ben's in there, but Ryan Benesh as well joining that lineup. Rob Hellier as well coming from Las Vegas. So you've gotten rid of Curtis Dixon and Dane Doby, and unfortunately Austin Stotts as well. So you got a trio of guys who are not there and new guys. So it'll be very interesting to see how they stack up. And again, kind of alluding to the first answer that I gave you, a great first test for those defensive guys to go up against that new trio who are incredibly capable and have had great NLL careers up to this point. I'm really excited as we were talking about to see Brennan and what he's going to do. And I should plug, I have an Inside Lacrosse feature article out on him this morning, so go check that out on Inside Lacrosse. We got to talk to Brennan a bunch. I know I saw you at the open practice at the beginning of November, and we had some good chats with Brennan there, talked about his progress, what he still wants to work on, talked with Coach Rubel and how he sees Brennan's improvement. Also talked to Mitch Jones about Brennan, who's going to be working with Brennan on the offense, but also Brennan is living with Mitch Jones, Deacon Knott, and Sam LeClaire for the rest of the month and has been there for a couple weeks. So yeah, I know that it's something I touched on as well on my piece. So I'm really, really curious to see how Brennan fits in. I do, and I've been saying this consistently, want to temper expectations on Brennan O'Neill. I'll give you guys a great example. Dyson Williams, phenomenal talent. Nobody thinks that Dyson Williams isn't going to be a superstar in this league. He came in last night, and there were a lot of moments where, while he was excellent, and boy, oh boy, I don't know if you watched the game, he almost had an incredible dunk goal from behind the net. I wish that had gone in and beaten Frank Chiliano. But Dyson looked like he needed time to adjust to the NLL. And Dyson is a box guy through and through, and everyone thinks that he's going to be an elite guy. Now, Brennan is a guy who is very new to box, although he did play in his teens for many years and has followed the NLL. But I think that we need to understand that this is a process for him and that this is going to take time, and that's okay. For Americans to just jump into the box game and become superstars, like that just isn't really a thing. Sometimes it happens. Tom Schreiber did it, but it took time in the right situation for a guy like Connor Fields to really show what he can do. So, I think Brennan's going to be great, but I'd say let's take it one game at a time.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right. It's going to be one game at a time with this team and moving forward. Again, this whole month they are going to face that West Coast, between Desert, Seals, the Desert Dogs back to back. They got Saskatchewan. But I want to know from you, what's going to be the biggest difference from the Paul Day coaching to the Ian Rubel? Like, what did Paul Day say yes to this guy for?
Well, Paul Day, let me just say, every time I've spoken with GM Day, he is fully in support and wants Coach Rubel to really take this job head on. He has complete and 100% support of Coach Rubel, so you love to see that from the top down. Obviously, with Rubel and his defensive prowess, if you just want to put the pieces simply together, if defense and transition were the problem in years past, and now you've got a guy who can run a more defensive focused system, maybe because of his defensive knowledge, then I think that makes a lot of sense. It seems like the guys have respect for him. Obviously, also just a revamped coaching staff across the board with Pat McCready. You've also got Tracy Koluski back in Philadelphia. And, through the practices, I mean, you could just see how fiery and passionate he is as a coach. So I think with the guys that they have in place and totally revamping things, again, maybe a work in progress over time to find the rhythm. But I think that the changes on the bench are going to be very beneficial.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm curious to see how he takes this one game at a time, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure they're all like I said, that Wings team is going to be ready to rock and roll with him. Like I said, I was just going to know if he's going to be. I haven't really seen this guy much of Ian Rubel, but I want to know if he has a defense side of mind first, even offense side of mind. What's going to be the playbook for him? But I imagine now that he's got so much to work with, he could go any route he wants as far as the offense side of the ball as well. I mean, you got like you just named it, mid, top to bottom on paper. This team is stacked.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, they're going to be very good, and that's going to be Tracy Koluski's job, working with that offensive side of the ball. So it seems like he's going to get a lot out of the guys. When we were there at that open practice, and I think what we've seen through some of the scrimmages is that he's going to push those offensive guys a lot. Like in that open practice, the guys were just gassed and really tired. I think that effort, fans, at the end of the day you want results, but if you're not going to get the results you want to see the effort on the floor. And I think that with the coaching staff they have in place, I think you're going to get that. I think that, one of the great things about some of the changes that have happened is you got a lot of Panther City Lacrosse Club players who are now on this team, and TK knew them very well as head coach of Panther City Lacrosse Club. So having that camaraderie already there with a good group of guys, I think it is beneficial. You're not starting completely from scratch. So I think it's gonna be very interesting. Now, it will be interesting to see how the offense, this new look offense, in ways goes against Christopher Origlieri, one of the top goaltenders today, the goaltender for San Diego. So Orig has been one of the top goaltenders in this league. And he got a 5-year deal because of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like he's shown so much promise. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm very excited for the game, and I'm super pumped that this game is going to be on ESPN too. So a ton of eyeballs on the Philadelphia Wings, on Brennan O'Neill and the Philadelphia Wings.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, again, 6 o'clock start time. Philadelphia Wings taking on the San Diego Seals. Guys, you're not going to miss it. Again, the Philadelphia Wings, though, are going to see a familiar face in Ben McIntosh in that new beautiful purple suit. So we'll see what he can do. But Adam, listen, I want to say, I appreciated a couple minutes that you hopped on with us. But Adam, where can the people find you? Guys, this is Adam Levy. Guys, give him a follow on X, on Twitter, on Instagram. Give him where can the people follow you at?
Yeah, I mean, this might take a little bit, but I am a
Yes,
little bit of
yes,
everywhere.
yes,
uh,
yes.
Follow me on X/Twitter at Adam Levy Lax. So that's Adam Levy LAX. On Instagram, it's Adam_Levy_LAX. That's also Levy with an I, so Levi. I know some people spell it with a Y, so just don't get confused. And then also, I have my work with Inside Lacrosse. Steven Stamper, and I do writing for IL Indoors, so definitely check that out. Doing some features for the National Lacrosse League's Players Association, so check that out on their website. New member of Lacrosse Culture Daily, Jonathan Donville's new project that he started a couple years ago, so you can catch some of my work there as well. I've also got the Lacrosse Matrix podcast, which you can find on
Mm.
Spotify, and is also partnered with Lacrosse Culture Daily, so check that out. This week, I got some pretty good Matrix bumps, as we'll call them. Had Owen Grant on the show last week, and a transition player who's very, very good. He ended up with a hat trick this past weekend. So I know that the Vancouver Warriors didn't get the win, but he did get a hat trick, and we talked about his first ever hat trick, which was a cool story. So you want to check that out on Spotify. Also, spoke to Jonathan Donville. He had 6 assists last night against Rochester with his new team, the Las Vegas Desert Dogs. So the Matrix bump is alive and well. But yeah, you can find me on all of those platforms. I will definitely be in your face with and probably an annoying amount of content, but it's all about educating the fans.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, as a guy who's came on as a fan of about 3 4 years back, I fell in love with the game. Again, if people have yet to check out any kind of lacrosse, you are missing out on a lot because this game is hockey, football, and basketball all rolled into one. So that's how I sum up this game. It's a great, and I'm loving how this sport is growing every day. Again, for guys who haven't yet to check it, if you just have basic TV, no needs. I mean, because it's going to be on ESPN, it's going to be on prime time. So for Eagles fans, you can flip between this and the Wings. So I mean, this is going to be great. This is a great test for for both clubs to see what they're made of. I know it's only game one. I know there's a lot of lacrosse ahead of us. I'm looking towards being in the pressers at back in there with you. So again, one more. What's your predictions for this game?
I think I actually picked the Wings to pull it out. I don't know what that offense of San Diego is going to look like. So I do think it's going to be a close matchup, but I do think that the Philadelphia Wings win. I do think that Brennan O'Neill gets his first career NLL goal. And I think that fans are going to be very happy with what they see from Nick Demude and are going to feel relieved from the defensive effort. So that's my extended bold prediction for tonight, and I really hope that I'm right.
No, listen, Adam, and as a Philadelphian, I got to ask you. I asked all my guests this. 6 o'clock. That's going to be dinner time. What's
Yeah.
the meal? What's your preferred meal? Now, listen, I know you're from Vancouver. You moved here in the Philadelphia area. You just had your first cheesesteak. So, I mean, what's it going to be for you?
So cheesesteak, what was it? I just had Delisandro's when I was down for the open practice. That was amazing. It was really
Yes. Yes.
such a good cheesesteak. So that was my favorite cheesesteak. My go-to meal. So I'm a New Yorker through and through. I just lived in Vancouver for 8 years. That's where I met my wife. That's where we
Right.
had Preston. For me, of course, as a New Yorker, I mean, we love pizza. John's Pizza on Bleecker Street is always the go-to. I'm so happy I just moved within walking distance of John's, the greatest pizza in New York City.
Okay, so you're going to go pizza for this big one. All right, listen, and Gary Group says, good morning, Pat. Great to have you on, Adam. Yeah, and listen, if anyone knows their lacrosse, it's that guy. He'll be on tonight talking all lacrosse all the time right here on the Stream Punk Entertainment. Guys, say thanks to Adam. Adam, thank you so much for hopping on here for a couple minutes. Give us some shed of what to expect tonight, what is, from both sides of the clubs, what to expect from all that stuff. Guys, thank you so much, Adam Levy. Guys, check them out. Give them a follow. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you so much, Pat. And I'm excited to say that I will be there for the team's home opener. So we will be seeing each other in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Fans
Yes.
get excited. I hope there's a lot of Brendan O'Neill jerseys in the stands for that one.
Definitely. Listen, Brandon in the New Jersey, sign me up. I mean, I might have to sign. Hey, listen, I always make the joke on with all the cross guys. I said, listen, I'll buy my first Wings jersey once Higgins is out the door. So now I might have to go purchase one right now. No, I'm kidding. So, but Adam, thank you so much. And thanks for the time.
Of course, anytime.
Thanks. All right, guys, that was my man, Adam. Give him a follow. He's such a great guy and such a smart, intelligent man. Love having him on. But yes, today is day one of the Philadelphia Wings taking on the San Diego Seals. So, guys, what's your expectations of this lacrosse team? Are they going to get things done? What are you guys expecting? And if you guys have yet to check out any lacrosse action, today's your day. Like Adam said, it's going to be on national TV. You can't miss it. It's going to be great for the fans. So with that all being said, though, there are some other Philadelphia teams we got to get into. We had like I said, the name of the show is the Road Warriors because the Wings are on the road today. They're heading out. They're in San Diego. We have the Birds down Baltimore, but we have a basketball team. Yes, a basketball team that's kind of turned things around a little bit yesterday, and not just yesterday though. Throughout the week, right? Because they get into a dogfight. They get into a dogfight with the Houston Rockets. They battled and they battled and battled and battled, and they took the Rockets down to the wire. Really, really good stuff. They took the Rockets down to the wire in overtime, and you had Tyrese Maxey almost put up 40 points. Tyrese Maxey almost put up 40 points. Incredible. 39 to be exact. And even though Kelly Oubre now, not Kelly Oubre, excuse me, Jarrett McCain has been ice cold from the perimeter, shooting 2 for 21. I know that's growing pains, right? You're gonna get that through rookies. You're gonna have the growing pains of rookies. 2 and 21. You can't be like that. So, but regardless, I think this team plays better without Joel Embiid. The team looks better without Joel Embiid. You can disagree with me all you want. I'm okay with that. But look at it. I mean, look at the way they played. I mean, the way they played against the Pistons, and I get it, it's the Pistons. I know there's 10 kids on my street that could beat the Pistons. But, however, you played against a Pistons team, but look at the way they rotated. Look, I mean, Tyrese Maxey had options last night. He had options at taking the ball to the hole. He had options to dish it out to the perimeter. The Sixers played better perimeter defense last night. You weren't getting that out of this team. And as a guy who constantly defended Joel Embiid for so many years, it came back to hurt. He's more of a problem on this floor, and not just Joel Embiid. Claude Martin doesn't need to be on the Sixers floor anymore. The coach's pet, Kyle Lowry, doesn't need to be on the floor anymore. As a matter of fact, he's a better asset off the floor. He does a better job coaching the young guys from the bench. Don't need him on the floor anymore. Let the young guys cook. KJ Martin was cooking yesterday on both ends of the floor, on defense and on offense. Got a career high 19 points last night. Ricky Cancel was balling out yesterday. He was balling out in the paint. Let the young guys ball out. Let the young guys get more time, Nick. And that's what you got. You don't need to keep these old veterans in there that's only going to cost you nothing but else. And you were not planning on tanking. Well, if the only way to salvage your season now is letting young guys play and get you the W's back. And yesterday, they didn't just get by the Detroit Pistons. They beat the brakes off. Beat the brakes off the Pistons yesterday. The Pistons came back just for a little bit of a game, but that was it. I mean, they really thumped the Detroit Pistons up and down the floor yesterday. And like I said, I get it. It's the Pistons, right? But any team that the 76ers beat now is a praise. Every team in the NBA is better than the Sixers. So for the Sixers to do their thing yesterday and thump that team is a praise. It was solid, good stuff yesterday. You have to be happy. You have to be happy from what you saw from the 76ers. Maxey was 5 for 10 yesterday for the perimeter. And the other thing that sucks, too, during last night's game is that you lost Drummond. Drummond goes down early, rolls up his ankle. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. You got some minutes with Bona yesterday. He came out with 5 to 6 rebounds. It is what it is. Again, a puppy. And I get it, too. The Pistons didn't have Cade Cunningham in there. But, again, this was a solid win yesterday. They blew the doors off a Pistons team. And technically, this East is still open. Other than Cleveland, other than Boston, the Knicks, not everyone in the East scares me. They can all be beaten. And the more that Joel Embiid stays off the floor, this team is going to more and more figure it out. So what do you guys say? Does that win yesterday kind of catch your eye a little bit? Are you completely sold out on this team? What is it for you? I mean, a win's a win, and Sixers fans should be happy with that. Like, I get it. The Sixers and Flyers are not intentionally trading places right now. The Sixers were supposed to be where the Flyers were, and the Flyers were supposed to be where the Sixers were. But like I said, there are some shine spots. And Joel Embiid, who I've defended for so long, he does not fit the Nick Nurse system. does not fit this team. Neither is Claude Martin. Neither is the teacher's pet, Kyle Lowry. None of those guys need to be on the floor for the Sixers. Moving forward. Not one of those guys need to be on the floor. I don't need to see those guys suit up. But what do you guys say? The 76ers just playing right now playing their best ball. That last night was incredible. And I thought for sure Maxey could not turn his game up unless Joel Embiid was on the floor. Because I figured without Joel Embiid on the floor, the defense, all they have to worry about is Maxey. And what does Maxey like to do? Hit nothing but pullbacks and take it to the rim. But no. Maxey played his game last night. Taking the ball to the rack. Maxey dishing it out to the perimeter with decent perimeter shooting. I get it. Perimeter shooting with this team is not always going to be consistent. It's not going to be pretty. So if you guys are on the fence, if wanting to ship out Joel Embiid, if we could, I'm there. I've seen enough. He's not going to get better. He's not a dominating force like he used to be. He's really wasting his time in the Sixers, to be honest. He's more harm than good with this franchise. Join the show right here on Stream Punk Entertainment. A lot going on today. And again, good 76ers win yesterday. Going to Detroit, stealing a W. Not stealing it. Went in there and put a beat down on Tobias Harris, on B-Ball Paul. They got thumped yesterday. The Pistons got thumped at home, and this was a good win. And a lot of people are not getting excited because, again, I'm repeating myself. It's the Pistons. Who cares? Well, for the 76ers team to put away that team, it's a good win. It's a good win for the Sixers. Any win that the 76ers can get, it's a good win. And I just like the way that they were just handling business on the floor, the way they had options, the way if they wanted to run the ball. I mean, Detroit really didn't have an answer down low. And the Sixers saw that and attacked it. And then when they wanted to kick out, they could have. They did a fine job of that. You had great perimeter shooting yesterday. Kelly Oubre is starting to come around. This is the second game of Ricky Council getting double digits as far as production. But how do you guys feel? I mean, are Sixers fans even in thought of this team? I mean, it sucks, right? Moving on. And 76ers are just not that. Like I said, it's one win. Then you head down Tuesday to take care of Charlotte and face Charlotte. I think the 76ers can handle them too. Who really scares you? I'll let them ball. But then they get tested because you got to face Orlando Wednesday and Friday. But who cares? Take them all. Take them all on. I'm proud. I'm proud from what I saw from the 76ers last night. And the fans are quiet. Quiet. And you guys should be happy. You saw a complete team play last night. You saw a complete 76ers team play last night. This team was clicking on all cylinders. Scoring down low, shooting from outside, playing great defense on the perimeter, great wing defending yesterday. You got that from the 76ers last night. This is a building block. This is how you take care of business. One game at a time. Take one game at a time. One W at a time. Go down to Charlotte. Take care of handle Charlotte. And then find out where you're at against Orlando Magic. But a building block win is a great win. Winning on the road, letting the team bond. It's all good stuff from the 76ers. Loved what I saw. So if you guys are just checking out the show for the first time, this is the Patrick Bernard Show right here on the Stream Punk Entertainment Network. Talking 76ers and talking about the big W that they got. And I'm very, very happy. Very happy with a 76ers win. Paul George back in the lineup, 11 points yesterday. That helps us out, the 76ers. The scoring is kind of starting to come along. The McCain kind of, I know McCain, like I said, 2 for 22, 2 for 21 throughout this week as far as the perimeter shooting. But once he starts to, and again, it's growing pains. It's going to happen. They're called growing pains. He's a rookie. But if you once he starts to cook again, you get Maxey starting to cook. You get Paul George who can shoot. Don't know what the ceiling is. We don't know. But like I said, it's with the 76ers, what Nick Nurse needs to figure this out on the road is that he don't need Joel Embiid in the lineup no more. He doesn't fit within his system. Joel Embiid's not a dominating force. He's not scaring anybody in the paint no more. He's not going to drive it. He's too beat up for it. The tires off that tire, the wear and tear on it, and the tread conditions on it are horrible. So he's not going to scare nobody coming down the paint. He can still shoot the three. That's never going to be taken away from him. He can still shoot the three. But he's not a dominating force. I don't need him on the floor. I don't need Joel Embiid on the floor anymore. I don't need the coach's pet, Kyle Lowry, on the floor anymore. He's a better asset coaching from the bench than he is on the floor. Caleb Martin, 30 minutes of a waste of time. 30 minutes, that's what he gets you. We don't need that on the floor. I know the Sixers signed these big deals. For what reason, I don't know, to these guys. But if the Sixers want a shot to make the playoffs, they got to keep running what they have. And let that run water go through Tyrese Maxey because Tyrese Maxey this past couple of days has been on a tear. These past couple of games, the past couple of games, Tyrese Maxey has been on a tear. 39 points on Wednesday. 20-something points last night. He's been sharp. This is Tyrese Maxey that we know and love. Can drive it, can shoot from the perimeter. He's caught fire a little bit. And that's what we want. All right, guys. Going to switch over now to the red hot Philadelphia Flyers. And what a week it's been for this Philadelphia Flyers team. Tied for the 6th seed. Who would have thought? Who would have thought the Philadelphia Flyers would have been tied for the 6th seed right now? With 27 points and then 12 and 10. They're tied with the Rangers. And the Rangers are lucky they got a dub last night because they were on a 5-game losing streak. If they would have lost last night, the Flyers would have leapfrogged them. Flyers are playing some red-hot hockey, picking up 7 points this week. And they're not wins that are blowing they're blowing your mind. They're winning by 1-point differentials. But think about it. Look at this past week, right? They played against Vegas. They had a grind-out fight with Vegas. They really, really battled Vegas to the wire. Took them the distance. They took Vegas to the distance on Monday. And then they were fatigued. They had tired legs heading to Nashville. They battled Nashville to the wire, where the Flyers won. Then the Flyers came out steaming on Black Friday, getting 2 goals. And by the way, Bobby Brink, to me, Bobby Brink was really, really good this past week. The way he with using his speed is a complementary piece. His speed is a complementary piece to him. He's looked really, really sharp, flying up and down the ice, making big plays. He's looked really, really solid. He's making, again, offensively, defensively, he was really, again, has looked really, really sharp. What's up, Adam? Go Flyers. Yeah, absolutely. Go Flyers. They are. Flyers are red hot. Steaming. Steaming right now. Great win for your Philadelphia Flyers. Last night, they go down St. Louis off a back-to-back. Go down St. Louis and take care. And how about Owen Tippett? He's been trying to find the back of the net for quite some time, and he couldn't find it. He couldn't find the back of the net, and he just couldn't have a finish. I mean, the guy has been really – and then last night, and this is where Mitch Koff and has looked really, really sharp. And because he gets the odd man rush going, he's making a stare down with St. Louis's goaltender, but while he's got his pupils locked on with the goaltender, he's looking at the corner of his eye and he finds Owen Tippett right there. Owen Tippett finds the back of the net. Boom. Noah Cates dealing with a 2-on-1 against the boards. Gets the puck to Bobby Brink. Bobby Brink looks like he's going for the finish. And then Tyson Forster makes sure there was a finish. The Flyers go up 2-0. The Blues didn't score until late in the third. That's when they got things rocking and rolling. And then the Flyers would answer in overtime. Like, you want to face this Flyers. The Flyers are 6-0-3 in overtime. You don't want to like the Flyers will drag you out into a dogfight and they will come out the other side with a W. You do not want to face the Flyers in overtime. Mitchkov, that's where he plays his best hockey, is in overtime. He's got his third overtime goal already. Like the Travis Konecny and TK, the Travis Konecny and Mitchkov playing at an all-time high right now. Like them being your core pieces, and then everyone else being a supporting piece. Like you got a goal from Scott Lofton, Bobby Brank, Owen Tippett. Like those guys are helping, contributing. But as long as TK and Mitchkov can stay hot, who knows? And more kudos to the goaltending. Because the goaltending has been really, really solid for this team. Before I talk about the goaltending, let me get into some comments here. Joey Woods checking in because Timon has really made the difference, looking good like this season. Just need a guy in to put the puck in the net more. Yeah, I agree, Joe. And you're going to get that. You are going to get more help. Again, the Mitchkov, he's playing so well right now as a rookie, and he's above and beyond any rookie right now. He leads the league, and he leads the rookies in points and goals in the NHL. Chris, my man Chris Devlin, what's up, buddy? What's up, my man? My Comcast man right there. Yeah, what's up? Joey Wood says, we can talk about the absolute filthy save against the captain. Yeah, and that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the Flyers goaltending because when Sam Harrison went down, I didn't think this team had a shot. And however, between Vanotov and Kozlov, they haven't skipped a beat. They haven't skipped a beat. The Philadelphia Flyers in the month of November, other than on October or November 20th against the Hurricanes, they lost 4-1. But besides that game in the month of November, this team has been red hot. Red hot. Like the Flyers front office and commentaries, they want to tell you that we're rebuilding, but are we? Because I think this team's trending in the right direction. I don't know who the Flyers goaltending coach is, but if I'm Danny Barrere and I'm Comcast, I'm signing that man a bunch of zeros to that check. I'm making sure he's never going to leave Philadelphia again because he's doing a great job with those young cats. He's doing a phenomenal job with those cats. With all those, Vanotov and Kozlov. Vanotov using his 6'7" body frame and being a brick wall between the pipes. Kozlov playing extremely well. You saw it last night. The Blues didn't get a goal in till late in the third. As a matter of fact, if TK never went to the penalty box, they would never. So, like I said, I don't know who's doing the. I mean, it's remarkable how the coaching didn't skip a beat. The coaching and that's why I'm saying coaching, because John Tortorella to me has done a great job with this franchise. Like if I have to give John Tortorella a grade, I'm giving him an A. People didn't want to see him bench Mitchkov. He's only brought out the beast in Mitchkov. They don't want to see him bench Morgan Frost because he's young. Look at the ripple effect it's caused to that whole dressing room. Not just the young guys. The veteran guys are getting involved. They're going after it. And then, John Tortorella has done a great job with this team. You have to give him an A+. He's doing a great job. Goaltending, defense, offense, it's all clicking. You got pieces that are constantly showing up, consistently showing up. You're having Travis Konechny, Mitchkov, they're showing up on the score sheet. You're getting other guys like Owen Tippett gets his 5th goal of the year. Tyson Foster gets his 5th goal of the year last night. You got the Panthers coming up next here on Thursday. The Flyers have the Panthers' number, though. They had their number last year. They had their number this year. We own real estate in the Panthers' head. I'm not afraid, even though the Panthers are on a 3-game winning streak, I'm not afraid of them. So are the Flyers. Not afraid of that team. And they are the world champions. And as a Flyer fan, what scares me? Because the Flyers are the most dangerous team in the NHL. They have nothing to lose. They're supposed to be a rebuilding team. And they're only playing great hockey right now. Sustainable hockey. They have nothing to lose. They are the most dangerous dog in the fight because with nothing to lose, it makes you the most dangerous one. And they're showing the world that. Yes, Chris. You just missed my interview with Adam Levy. We just talked about the Wings not too long ago. Yeah. Open a day for the Wings. Looked at home opener, guys. If you haven't yet, go to Wings Lax. Reasonable pricing. Brand new team. Go check them out. But so anyway, guys, I love what I'm seeing from the Philadelphia Flyers. Like I said, all around. From coaching, from offense, from leadership, from goaltending, from defense. The Flyers have it all. This is really good stuff. They are the most dangerous team in the NHL. This is sustainable hockey. Who scared you? And now, if you want to give me, well, they took a Golden Knights team down to the wire, took them to the distance with tired legs and all, traveling to Nashville. Took care of Nashville. And I get it, Nashville is a bad team. But they still took care of them. They took care of the Rangers. They took care of the Blues. They got the Panthers come up on Thursday. Not afraid of them. Now, to me, a real test comes when they head up to Boston next Saturday. Then you will talk. But who would have thought that they would be tied with the 6th seed without Sam Harrison between the pipes? Who would have thought they would have been this good with 2 rookie goaltenders? Who would have thought that Mitchkov was going to be everything he is advertised? Because we've seen it. We've been sold a bill of goods all the time here in Philadelphia sports. We get a guy on paper that doesn't ever pan out, right? We've been down this road. But Mitchkov, and it's shame on the NHL teams that are ahead of him that never one took a shot on. So, kudos to the Flyers this week, man. Really doing some great stuff. Like I said, Mitchkov is must-watch TV. But no, also is must-watch TV I got to talk about. The Eagles and the Ravens today. That's right. 4 o'clock, Eagles, Ravens, lock up. not too far from Philadelphia, right down the road. So if guys are going down to Baltimore to go check out the Eagles and Ravens, cool beans. Not wishing nothing but the best. Have a time of your life. And I'm so tired, so tired. And there's people still hiding in their boots of this Eagles team. Still not want to believe. And I've heard people all through the week look out for the Ravens defense. Look out for they're going to stack the box against Saquon Barkley, yada, yada, yada. Let me tell you something. I don't know how good your memory is, but Saquon Barkley is playing at another level right now. He's in talks of being an MVP, and it's for a reason. Because all he does is just rip the hearts out of every defense that he faces. Like, you got to hang with Saquon Barkley for 4 quarters, and it's not easy because that O-line just opened up hole, and he strikes. He strikes venom to every opposing defense. They don't have an answer. Look at the Rams last week. They played exciting football for 1 quarter. And what did Saquon do? Ran over 200 yards on them. And Lamar better be ready. Because I don't think Lamar has seen a defense like the Birds. Now, losing Brandon Graham is going to hurt, yes. But you don't think Vic Fangio has something up his sleeve ready to go? You still got to answer to Josh Sweat, Milton Willens, Zach Baun. He's got, extend plays too. So people think that Jalen Hurts is going to have a not so day at the beach, and dealing with that Ravens defense. You don't think Lamar is going to have the same kind of issues? Lamar might be running for his life back there. Lamar better be ready to rock and roll. But if the Eagles win today, let me ask you guys out there, if the Eagles win today, is this the win for you guys? Will this make them a Super Bowl contender in your eyes? Because I've been sold. That win over Washington has me sold that the Eagles are a Super Bowl contender. And I get it. I saw this Detroit Lions team on Thanksgiving. I know what they're capable of. I'm not taking anything away from them. But please don't overlook this Eagles team. Because I think they can hang with Detroit. And it's going to be amazing to me. It's going to be fun to watch how this plays out. Now, granted, the Eagles are facing a tougher end of the schedule because 3 out of the 4 teams are contenders, have a really decent record. They still got to face Steelers. They still got to face the Commanders again. But you got to be happy. You got to be happy from what you saw from this Philadelphia Eagles team. And I think they're up for the challenge. Like, there was no party in Los Angeles. Matter of fact, that game was pretty much over by the 4th quarter. Like, the Eagles have it wrapped up. Leaving that, again, what people have been telling me for, oh, you better look out for the Rams defense. You better look out for the Rams defense. That's all I've heard. And the Eagles shut that philosophy down. Shut it down. Now they got to tell me about this. And I get it. The Ravens are a really, really good football team. It's not going to be no easy ride. But if the Eagles get by, what if the Eagles blow this team out? Then what? What if the Eagles blow this team out? Then the Eagles are in that conversation for the Super Bowl. Because then you got to not just think NFC, you got to think the entire league. And other than the Lions and the Chiefs would probably be the Eagles' hardest challenges after that. Because I'm not thinking Pro Bowlers on this team. I'm thinking about one goal and one goal only. Super Bowl. I could care less about Pro Bowlers. Heck, you don't even get a trip to Hawaii anymore. You go to Orlando to go play. You go to Orlando to go play some flag football. Boring. Anyway, I just want to know what you guys think about the Philadelphia Eagles and if they get by the Ravens today. What's the matchup you want to look for today? Is it the QB matchup? Is it the wideout matchup? I know a lot of guys want to see Derrick Henry. It's the Saquon matchup. Can Saquon out-rock Derrick Henry down in Baltimore? And don't mind that. That's my son. He's like racking out to his jams now. He's pumped up for the Birds. My son's got his toy going off. He's pumped up. So anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to wrap up the show here. But again, Philadelphia Eagles, my prediction. I want to say I'm going to say the Birds drop a 30 bomb, a 30 burger. Somewhere in that, and 30. I think they're going to get in the 30s today. I think it's going to be high scoring. I say the Baltimore Ravens. It's going to be, to me, they'll be somewhere in 30, 30. Let's go 30 to 24 Birds. So somewhere in the 30s, burgers will drop. But yeah, the burgers are definitely getting the 30s today. What do you guys say? What do you guys think? Again, this Eagles team's clicking on all cylinders. And today's going to be their toughest challenge. Like this Eagles team they haven't faced defeat since the end of September. They haven't tasted it. And they don't plan on tasting it. That slap in the face you got from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was the last one this team's got. And they've been steamrolling ever since. You want the Birds to face top-end competition? You're going to get it today. But I have no sweat with this Birds team going in there. Because like I said earlier, I don't know if there's a defense that can hang with Saquon for 4 quarters. He just rips gashes out of every defense that he sees. It's like the spaceship from Independence Day where the offensive line just makes a hole and he shoots a laser right through it. Sorry for my movie dumb rant, but yeah. And again, guys, this game is at 4:00. So if you're in your 30s, you're probably excited because this is your prime time. Because let's face it, those late night games that we've been stuck watching for the past couple of weeks, they're tough. They're brutal. I can't do a night game anymore. Thursday nights. It's too much. Sunday night last week. Excuse me. Sunday last week. 2 weeks ago was Thursday night game. Like, I can't do those games no more. Like, 4 o'clock is perfect. You have the dinner ready to watch the game. Perfect timing. I'm only a fan of the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. But anyway, I want to know what's on the menu today for you guys. I think we're going to do some pasta today. We're going to do some pasta today. Me and the home foreman. Nothing tastes better than some pasta on Sunday. You know what I mean? Especially when you're Italian. You're Italian like me. Get some pasta going on Sunday. Oh, Maron. But anyway, guys, please, and I understand what the Ravens are going to throw at you. They got Rashad Bateman, Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers. I know what they're capable of. Zay Flowers, 57 catches, almost 800 yards in receiving. Rashad Bateman leads that team in TDs as far as the wideout. Derrick Henry, over 200 yards, over 1,300 yards running, 221 carries, 13 TDs. I get you. I'm not shaking in my boots. The Eagles can match that. So, yeah, I'm not afraid of them at all. But anyway, guys, I want to say thank you so much for tuning into the show. It's your guy, Pat Bernard. Please like, subscribe, follow to Stream Punk Entertainment. Stay tuned. Today, we got an Eagles post-game show today for you with Steve Funentes, my man Swerve, and my man Mitchie Poo. And then, of course, at 9 o'clock, it's all lacrosse all the time. Those guys, Garrett Group, Buffalo Mike, Sean Slaught, those guys will be reacting to this Philadelphia Wings game today, too, as well. So, guys, a lot more going down here on the program. Guys, thank you so much. Your guy, Pat Bernard. I'm out.